I've been working on this video for over half a year. Kind of. If you don't know, an RPG or role-playing game is like playing pretend but with extra steps. It usually involves one person who acts as the game master or dungeon master if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and one or more people who take on the role of player characters. You're essentially acting out or role-playing as a fictional character in the world that your game master crafts for you. There are several popular RPG shows and podcasts out there, but by far my all-time favorite is Just Roll With It. I started watching their main campaign Riptide back in the beginning of 2023, and I was all caught up by the time they announced their hiatus towards the end of that year. And for about 2 years they've been releasing other shorter campaigns but have been working on Riptide behind the scenes. But now, almost 2 years later, Riptide is finally back. Riptide is back! They announced this morning that they're gonna be returning with Riptide episodes by the end of the summer, and I am so excited. It left off at such a crazy moment, and I am so thrilled that we can get back into things. So in honor of Riptide coming back, I'm going to attempt to remake Pretzel. I made this a few years ago while I was still early on in the campaign, so this is basically what I imagined Pretzel would look like. I seem to have missed the actual description of Pretzel at the time. I just knew she was a froctopus, and I made this based on my own imagination. However, this is not canon compliant Pretzel, so I will be attempting to remake the lore accurate version of Pretzel. I think for an early attempt at sculpting in general, this is not too bad. I really like the little pretzel tentacles that she's got, and she also had a knife, but that broke off before the firing, unfortunately. So I'm gonna attempt to remake Pretzel. We'll see how it goes, and no matter what happens, I'll just have to roll with it. These are the worst sleeves to wear while doing pottery, but these were the closest to pirate adjacent sleeves that I could find. So, gonna have to roll these up and hope I don't damage them irreparably. Your eyes' desire's all I see, baby. Can't you see that your heart's made of stone? Your crimes you must atone, so now maybe stop playing with my heart from your throne. I just want to know how the chorus goes. Howdy, bitch. I'm a fish. I'm quite pleased with how this turned out. I really like the little knife that she's got in this one tentacle, and that she's adjusting her little pirate hat with the other one. I will wait for the whole piece to become leather hard before I hollow it out. With the tentacles, I'm a little bit unsure of what to do because they are quite thick, and they should also be a little hollower before I take them to the kiln. I don't think they should go in this chunky. So we'll see. If this video goes out, that means I figured something out and it worked. So I'll find out in the future. You will find out right now. So what I ended up doing was cutting the tentacles lengthwise, hollowing out each of the halves, and then sticking them all back together. I think the sculpture itself was really good. I had a great time making it, and compared to the original pretzel, I think this one looked a lot nicer. But I am not a fan of the glaze. I think I know what happened. Initially, I thought this was because I glazed it unevenly, so some of the raw clay underneath was showing through. But when I looked at it closer, I could see that there were places where the glaze was pooling. And I think this is because of the glaze itself. I used a flowy glaze for this piece, and this is my first time using a flowy glaze. I applied 2 coats, which is what I normally do for like non-flowy glazes, and usually that works out perfectly fine. For example, this frog I coated with 2 coats of regular brush-on glaze, and that looks perfectly fine. Flowy glazes tend to like pull down across the surface of your piece, and I think that's just what ended up happening to this one, and that's why there's so much patchiness to it. It caught in all of the ridges and the folds in the structure, but it pulled away from the flatter parts of the piece. So ultimately, I think I should have just used a regular brush-on glaze, or added maybe 2 or 3 more coats of this glaze to the piece to get it looking more even. Apart from that, I still really like this piece. I think it looks really cute, and if the colors weren't so muddy, I would have been perfectly happy with this, but I really don't like the glaze, and so I'm going to make pretzel again. Unfortunately, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I don't have access to a kiln anymore. The place that I used to go to take my stuff shut down, and so until I find a different kiln, I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to make pretzel, and luckily there are several ways to do sculpture without the need for a kiln. I ended up buying a couple of things of polymer clay and a few tools to help sculpt, and now pretzel number 3. Pretzel number 3. I can tell you right now, I don't like polymer clay. It's so different, like the sensation of it is so different from ceramic clay, obviously, but it's like too soft and it's too squishy and it's so difficult to get something to hold its shape. But I do like how Pretzel turned out. She's so small, it's so cute, she looks so adorable. I did feel bad that she was alone, so I also made Gillian. And I mean, I can't have Gillian without Chip and Jay. And are they even pirates without the albatross?
Yo ho, home on sea, take my hand and you'll be